Hello everyone and welcome back to a very special episode of Full Kit Banter. I'm joined once again by the rest of the team, Sash, BK and Nathan, and for those who are just joining us for the first time, my name is Pascal. And while you're at it, please follow us on Instagram and Spotify, and if you can, share us with all your friends. And without further ado, we're gonna jump into what we've affectionately called this episode as the frauds of the season. We did something similar back in January, which was the team of the season so far. Really had fun with the episode. I'm sure BK and Sash agree with me. Nathan wasn't in at the time, but I'm sure he would echo our sentiments. But yeah, guys, frauds of the season. We've had quite a lot of options to choose from. Before we start talking about our teams, maybe you can just recap kind of a bit about the season that's just finished.
Chelsea Champions League winner, that's all. Summarize. That's all, yeah. That's all I remember.
I mean, struggling to get into the top 4 until the final day.
Yeah, that's kind of how I remembered it as well. But I meant more in terms of like a lot of surprise packages, you know, a lot of teams that we expected to do well didn't have it all their way.
Is it like a public apology to West Ham again?
No lah. I mean, we're kind of building up towards our list, what? Like a lot of guys, I didn't expect a lot of guys on my list to be here. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. I think this for in terms of memorable seasons, this has to be for me it was like the season for Leeds. They were like that wild card. No one knew what they were gonna show up with, and then they were like bam, attacking football and like a hell of stamina, that kind of stuff. So that was like really memorable. I mean, they tailed off at the end of the season, but like they were really a good watch this season.
Yeah, Bielsa did keep to his word for about 4/5 of the season. He did say that he's gonna, you know, he's gonna debut the season with Leeds playing how they usually play, you know, that fast attacking.
What brought them to the dance, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he did keep his promise until like the latter stages of the season where he decided to shut up shop. I mean, fair play to him. I mean, they did really well. I think not as good as Wolves in their debut season, but not really debut season, but you know, the season back in the Premier League. But yeah, full credit to them, and good shout for team of the season, I guess.
Oh. Well, we'll be getting into the good stuff maybe in another episode, but today, like I mentioned earlier, it's all about the frauds.
Fraud
So
squad.
without further ado, right, I'm going to explain a bit of the rules. So Sash very eloquently came up with some stipulations. Firstly, we're going to be doing a 4-3-3, similar to what we did for the team of the season so far. This time, an added twist is that we're going to be adding... so for those of you who are joining us for the first time, I'm a Liverpool fan. Sash is a Chelsea fan, BK is an Arsenal fan, and Nathan's for Man United. So the rules are we kind of have to pick one player from each of our teams. The irony is that I might not argue with a lot of the Liverpool picks. We'll see. The clause might come out towards later in the episode, but I'm sure things will turn out fine. But that being said, right, shall we get started with our goalkeepers?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Oh wait, one more thing, yeah.
Yeah.
A bit of the criteria for like we mentioned the word frauds of the season, but I realize it's a bit broad, so we're kind of judging it based on
the context. This
the
episode's
hype.
context.
Yeah, how much hype they've come in with. You know, obviously price tag, because you know we love debating price paid for players.
Yeah,
so
we are like we are like a stay at home accountants.
Exactly. Yeah, we that bothers us. That bothers us a lot. So, like I said, price tag will play a part. Hype is gonna play a part, and also, this is not something Sash actually added, but I thought it'd be nice to include how well their teams actually play without them, just to show kind of like how fraudulent they are. You know.
Okay. Yeah, whether they have been missed.
If that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Whether they've been missed. That's a mark of whether you're actually needed in your team.
Yeah, that's
or not,
like
so.
the stamp of authentication for fraudulence.
There we go.
Alright, so without further ado, we've got a lot to discuss.
Do you want to explain, or rather, okay, we have decided to stick to our roots, you know, the 4-3-3 template with holding midfielder in the midfield tree.
Don't need 4-3-3
Yeah, let's just roll, man.
Alright, because Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, just to say, because for that CDM spot, I actually do have some strong points to bring up on why I nominated this particular
There
player.
we go.
Yeah,
there we
yeah.
go. I already know who he's gonna bring up.
oh,
Save it.
We
Let's
already
start
know.
with the goalkeepers.
oh yeah. And
Yeah, let's just-
since Nathan is new, he's gonna be the one moderating, because I think out of the four of us, he's the one with the least bias. I
Most-
guess.
You mean most logical senses? Well, we won't get. be that.
I mean, if I can back up my nomination with cold hard facts, the truth, because we're all about, because this is the part of hard hitting home truths. So yeah, Nathan, good luck moderating, man.
It's
You gotta keep.
it's the CNN of podcasts.
Yeah, dude, you gotta keep us cool down, so we don't end up throwing hands.
Alright.
Alright.
Let's
Why
go,
don't you
man.
start us with your goalkeeper choice?
Oh, me?
Yeah, why not?
Come
Putting
on,
you on the
Sash.
spot.
Oh, straight away. I mean, you gotta you gotta have you gotta have Bernd Leno in, man. Bernd Leno from Arsenal. Enough has been said. I said a lot of things about him this season. We had this the epic Leno versus Martinez competition throughout. Martinez totally and outrightly destroyed him in that front. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Leno bad at shot stopping, can't play the ball out from the back. Kepa will have saved like 90% of the shots that he let in. I mean, what's more to say, man? Like,
Why are you bringing Kepa?
I mean, I'm using Kepa as a reference, or rather as a comparison. Not a very high benchmark, which Leno ultimately limboed under. Like, there's like a huge gap in between them. Kepa's a better keeper than Leno, man.
Whoa.
That's what I gotta
Fair
say.
That-
But price,
that's a
but
hot take.
but price
How?
point. How much do you pay for Kepa, bro?
12 cents.
Oh.
And you want to compare that to Leno, which we only paid like 28 mil, like a quarter of what you guys paid, I guess.
For the record, I don't really mind the Leno selection. I'm just letting you guys go because I'm
Mhm.
entirely enjoying
so,
this so far.
so you choose Leno, but
Yeah.
I feel actually there's someone who's even more underperforming, who
Shoot.
surprisingly is
Go ahead.
England #1, man.
My guy, yes.
Oh.
Yes, my guy.
Dude, I'm just going to, Sash, this is the first time I'm going to do this to you, playing stats on you, man. And
Sure, bring it on, man.
No way.
Always like
Like-
the Uno reversal.
Leno has more clean sheets than Pickford. 4 more appearances.
That is true.
4 more appearances, but Pickford has only 10 clean sheets. Leno has 11. And also...
Dude.
Dude. And,
Okay.
and as well. Dude, that guy's England #1, man. I mean...
Dude, bring up the mistakes leading to goals.
Yeah, but... Oh, man. I mean... Pascal, is your pick as well, Pickford?
Yes, no pun intended. Yeah, I did go for Pickford, mainly because he's a jackass. But my initial thought was this was gonna be a wash. I put Ramsdale down at first, but after doing some digging, he's actually done kind of dirty by his own defense.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think he has one of the highest save percentages in the league, so I can't really hate on that. I think the narrative of him getting relegated twice is a bit harsh as well. So I had to scrap that and I had to think long and hard about who went into the goalkeeper slot. Of course, Leno came up, but I thought Leno was like the low-hanging fruit. I thought Leno was the low-hanging fruit. And I think he's kind of, he does make the odd glaring mistake, but I think he's bailed Arsenal out more times than he's actually screwed up.
Yeah.
The one more thing I wanted to add for Pickford, right, is this is the first time he's actually been dropped from Everton starting 11. And I think that speaks volumes because you're supposed to be like, your goalkeeper is supposed to bring about stability to your team. And I think the fact that Pickford had to be taken out of the line of fire for like a game or two. From what I saw, he got taken out for one game, brought back in for like 4 more, and then he got taken out again. Not for injury, by the way. So I just think the lack of stability and the kind of hope that Everton fans had when he was brought in makes him my pick.
Yeah.
I think he just checks all the boxes of Sasha's criteria. I think Leno's definitely a shout. I don't think he's had a great season, but I think he brings more to the Arsenal side than he actually takes away. So my
man.
pick's
If you're gonna talk about Pickford being dropped out for a few games for their second keeper, I mean, didn't Leno get the same treatment from Arteta? I mean, he did as well dropped out for a few games, and Matt Ryan played in his place. So
I think that was an injury, man.
no, it wasn't an injury, dude. It's based on
It-
form. I do remember that
I-
clearly.
I remember it was an injury though.
But
But
I don't think it was an injury, man.
I don't know, man.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't fit for the game, but
Yeah, I remember he was like not fit for and it was like European games. Like I remember Arsenal don't really play Leno in there unless it's like the bigger ones. But we also had that. We had that. What's his name? Renaissance or
No, but Runnison
That was
played,
for a
played in the
cup
cup.
game, yeah,
Yeah,
so-
Yeah,
cup,
yeah, but-
strictly Premier League games.
I think like
Mhm.
it was just a run of form and then like yeah. But like I agree with Pascal. Like Pickford, I think he should be more. I mean, gunning for the England #1 spot as well. It's not convincing. That's why I'm not convinced with the keeper selection for England.
Yeah,
for
I
the
mean, I do
Euros.
agree. I do have Pickford as number 2 on my fraud
as
squad.
a-
Yeah,
as a
but
honorable mention.
but I do agree that he's been a bit not a bit. He has been pretty sus this season. But
Pretty
I
sus,
think Leno takes
This
the
is-
trophy.
This is perfect.
Yeah, this is
when
why-
we
this
can
is-
come
this is
to-
why-
on.
Yeah, no,
We
this
have
is
10
why.
more
Yeah.
positions to go through. So guys, we're gonna lock in Pickford because we have 2 people putting Pickford in. So sorry,
My
Saj.
man.
It's okay. You're gonna get one of the next few 10
I saved
other
my man
positions to
from
go
this
for.
position.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure we'll agree on right back.
Okay,
very
wait.
confident we'll agree
I
on right back.
I mean, if you guys don't mind, I would like to throw up my nomination for right back because I think this guy, in terms of fraudulence, he is the benchmark this season.
Alright.
Matt Doherty fans.
Yes, sir.
I mean, bro,
Yes,
bro,
sir.
if you're gonna lose your place to Serge Aurier of
Yep.
all people, bro, you gotta be
Get in
in,
the
man.
bin.
You gotta. I mean,
Get in
this
the
guy.
bin.
This guy was signed by Jose
Yeah.
through some. I don't really know how. I mean, you guys can listen to episodes. I mean, was it the first episode?
Oh, no,
where
we're
the
talking about
Doherty
the-
Yeah,
transfer?
it was
scam.
our first episode. Yeah.
Massive
You were
Yeah.
raving about Doherty.
Yeah, exactly. Like this guy was being brought in. He, as you know, the answer to shore up the right side of the defense, which, you know, most Spurs fans could say that it's been, you know, the chink in their armor. But you know, a few games down the road, you know, Doherty has shown that he's not that saucy right back that everyone's been raving about. And to let Serge Aurier take that place off from you, you know, he's been better defensively. He's been better in attacking sense. It kind of says a lot, fam. It's gotta be Doherty. There's no one else that comes close, man.
I'm gonna put Doherty as well, but like, I want to throw in one more person just for like a quick contention, which
Trent?
is actually
Throw in
no
Trent.
Oh, come on.
Hector
Leave the
Bellerin.
guy alone.
I'm going to
Ah,
throw
yeah.
in. I'm going to throw in Bellerin in. This has been
Yeah,
quite.
I think they
Mhm.
that's a good
Yep.
shout. I think they both could they could both feature for different reasons. The fact that Bellerin's homegrown, you know, saves him
Yeah.
a little bit in terms of
Yeah,
our criteria.
and
But
yeah,
I agree, man.
because you know Bellerin is free. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not just there, but
No, but
it's
He hasn't been
like a
living up.
gradual fall from grace. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. And it's like he's vice captain now. I mean, like, I think when we saw him the break in season and after that, we always joke about this offline about he should be just like the man for fashion instead of like playing football. And I mean, it shows more and more. Like this season, he's like pretty off. Then he's injured half the time. You know, it's quite an off season for him, to be honest.
Oh, bro, I think he's had an off seasons, man.
Yeah.
He's had a really severe dip in form. I remember at one point he was, honestly, like I rated him very highly. I was a big fan of Bellerin, but it just seems like I don't know if it's just a lack of quality or if his head just isn't in it anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
I
He's also
do
had
get
a
a
very
few-
severe injury.
Yeah, I do feel that he's a little bit of. If you remember who was it David Bentley,
Yeah,
the guy who just lost interest in football. I
He
do feel
started
that
well and then,
Bellerin.
like,
he fell out of love.
Yeah,
he fell out of
it's a
love with
little bit similar
Yeah.
to Bellerin. You know, he started off, he
Yeah.
bursted onto the scene. You know, he was being touted as he could be the next great right back, and you know he's Spanish.
People
So
are comparing him to Beckham, dude.
exactly. Oh no, I was
Yeah.
talking about Bellerin.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
but
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Bentley was compared to Beckham.
yeah.
But it kind of feels like he has a little bit more interest in, you know, the runways in Paris,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
modeling and all that than actual football.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so
Yeah. But I'm cool with Doherty. Like,
mm,
yeah. I'm-
agreed in
I'm-
unison. It has to be Matt Doherty.
I
man.
think just based on the criteria, it has to be Doherty. And
Mhm.
like, don't get us wrong. Like, at least from my perspective, I don't think Doherty is a bad player. You guys might disagree with me, but I think
He doesn't
he just
suit that
hasn't. Yeah,
system.
he hasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It just hasn't
He
worked
is
for him.
he is basically Alonso but at right wing back. No, I mean, I'm in all seriousness, like
Yeah.
you guys know how much I've been critical on Alonso playing as left back.
It's a system player. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So
Yeah.
in unison, we all agree Matt Doherty. So
Hey, there we go, man.
Yep.
That's easy. That was easy.
That was surprisingly easy. So shall we shift into the middle of the park or switch to the left side?
up to you, man.
All right, let's do the wing backs first or the left back, and then
Sure.
and then we'll move into the center later.
Sure,
So
sure.
who have y'all got for left back or left wing back? It's more of a left back
Um,
and a 4-3-3, right?
Yeah, left back.
I wanted
I-
to put Chili B just cause like.
No, come
No,
on.
wait, listen.
Come on, no.
Wait, wait,
How? We're gonna throw, bro. We're gonna throw hands over that, man.
No, I wanted to put for the first half of the season. I guess he was getting into the play. I think the second half he got gradually better and better. So then, what I really want to put is Tismikas, man.
Bruh, come on.
Bro,
I mean, it does. I don't understand how you could put him in. Like, he was signed as a backup.
Wait, how much was Tsimikas?
That's what he is.
Was
bro,
he was
5
cheap,
mil?
right?
I remember that like you guys were like, oh, we got like a left back, like backup and what. Yeah, that's the only problem that I have, that he was like supposed to be the backup or sorts, but end up like I don't even remember seeing him play.
Because he's a backup.
Yeah, but like totally like zero.
No, but
that's the
I
the
think
point
the
of a
point that
backup.
Beacon was trying to make was like Klopp played Robbo even though he was clearly shattered both
Yeah.
mentally and physically, like over a fully fit Tsimikas. It kind of speaks volumes. I mean, I do agree. I do see BK's point.
Okay, yeah. Now that you mentioned
Like
it that way. I mean, yeah, sure.
I mean, get your backup position and all, but like you still constantly played Robbo, although you had like this other
or
dude,
Milner at left back.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you signed him for backup,
Sure.
and then he's just
Sure.
like sitting on the bench, and then I mean, as for me, I'm just like wondering like, so what do you really sign him for then?
sure. Now that you put it that way, I can't dispute it. I just think they are better.
Yeah, so-
options. Also, when you
let's
said
hear-
Chilibi, I thought you said Chiellini for a second.
So who are your left back options, man?
I actually went with Jamal Lewis from Newcastle.
Oh.
And I mean, he's kind of someone who's gone under the radar, but if you guys remember correctly, there was kind of a queue for a signature in the summer. of
Weren't you guys
2020.
interested in him?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was one of our touted options as our backup left back. But it's kind of not gone so well for him, and like this was kind of what I looked up doing research. So I mean, he signed for 15 million, which for young English fullback is not exactly like insane, but this is what I was talking about earlier about one category being how the team performs when he's not in the team. And Lewis actually missed the last 11 matches for Newcastle. He only played 6 minutes in the last 11 games. And out of those 11 games, Newcastle only lost 3 times. That was their best run in the whole season, which goes to show that they're just a better team without him. And for that criteria, I think he's essentially like didn't live up to the billing, didn't live up to the hype, which is why he ends up on my list.
An excellent nomination.
shout,
I
yeah.
was sort of thinking on Jamal Lewis as well. How much did Newcastle sign him for?
I checked; it was about 15 million
Ooh.
pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from Norwich.
Okay, I see your Tsimikas and Jamal Lewis nominations, and I raise you
I-
up Benjamin Mendy. Because he
Oh.
ticks all the
okay.
boxes. Okay, firstly,
Yeah.
City lavished about 52 million on him from Monaco.
Yes.
And I do remember him. He was excellent, at the start before getting an anterior cruciate ligament injury. But he came back in the second season, and he was that swashbuckling left back. We were like, oh right, there's Benjamin Mendy. He's back in the scene. And he did well. The first few matches before being derailed by injury yet again. But this season I don't remember him being injured most of the time. He was fully fit throughout the season, I think. But to lose your spot to a
Zinchenko.
midfielder, to Zinchenko, who and they do look
Yeah.
much better with Zinchenko in the team. Much more defensively solid. And because a lot has been said about City's title-winning season being based on how strong the defense is, haven't let in a lot of haven't let in a lot of goals at all, and to lose your position to a midfielder he's not primarily not a left back. It's just fraudulent as hell, man. Yeah, and my bro, he hates Mendy.
I mean,
yeah.
You hit the nail on the head. I actually did have Mendy as well, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, I agree. Like I'm pretty sure this is his third season at the club.
Yep.
Oh, was it not the fourth? I thought it was like fourth in already.
Might be I think it's the third, but it might be the fourth.
And he has a lot of fallen,
that.
and Pep doesn't really favor him at all.
Not just that, he's excommunicated from the France team as well.
Correct.
Just because we have embarrassment of riches at left back now, but I can't dispute Ben Mendy at left back. Sorry.
I just wanted to throw in one random name which I actually just remembered. Ryan Sessegnon.
Oh, I think he left already lah.
Like that's what I was like. I remember he.
But
there was the hype.
Wasn't he more of a left mid or?
Yeah, he's not really a left
I guess that sums it up lah.
Yeah,
I know he
plays.
Spurs signed him, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I remember, and then
he wasn't cheap. Yeah, I do remember he wasn't cheap.
So for a hype and all that kind of thing, and then he just faded out. I think
they loaned him out to Hoffenheim or something. I can't. One of the Bundesliga sides. All great options.
Yeah, but I'm good with Mendy because he's kind of like the price. I think the price lands quite heavily on his one.
Likewise, it's also more clickbaity.
Yeah, I mean, your BK's FM background,
Wait, I wanted to bring Nathan into this, okay? I'm not saying this player I'm about to mention deserves to be on the list. I just thought it came to mind, and it's Alex Telles, but I feel Telles is kind of we never really got to see him perform, primarily because Shaw has been so good this season. It's one of those weird cases where I'm sure Telles, whenever I've seen him play, he looks effective, but yeah, it's just one of those weird instances where the guy who he was supposed to replace suddenly has a new lease on life. So I don't know, what do you think about his impact on United this season, if he's even had any, in your opinion?
I think he's been a good squad player because just the sheer number of games that United has to play. Shaw can't play every game, and surprisingly, Shaw, who is usually quite injury prone, if you know, that's probably the main reason why they went and bought a pretty decent left back as well to cover him, because they were afraid that if he's out, then we can't be playing youth players in that position.
Brandon Williams
had a good season actually, the previous one, but you can't really trust him to to take over that position for a club like United to play long term. So it has only been because Shaw has been outstanding and also in decent fitness that I think that we haven't got to see much of Telles. When he has played, I think he's been okay, but he hasn't had enough time to gel, and it's only been his first season. And I think language barrier as well on that for him. He doesn't.
That's a fair shout. Yeah.
So I think it's a bit harsh to put him in as a shout for fraud, but we'll have to see next season.
I just wanted to get your opinion on him. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think good nominations for left back, Ben Mendy. Based on price alone, he's a definite shoe-in for fraud on the left side.
He embodies a fraud. All the memes of him celebrating, but he didn't even play for City's Premier League win and for France's World Cup win. So he just embodies it lah. It doesn't get more fraudulent.
You could slap the captain's
armband. He just carried.
There you go. For the record, I'm writing down the players, so we will be able to read them off again later.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so for centre back, this is kind of where I had a bit of trouble, and I'm just gonna say it now. I actually put in Mendy at centre back because I couldn't think of two centre backs. The other guy was another Man City player. I went with Nathan Ake.
Hey.
I guess I'm guessing you picked him as well.
Yeah. He's one of my choices.
Yeah, and Ake is a weird one because once again, I don't think he's necessarily a bad player, but I just think obviously we're including price tag.
Yeah, 50 mil he went
But I think sorry to cut in, but I think it's a little bit harsh because he was always signed to be a backup. But I think Laporte kind of fits that nomination better because we always thought, when Diaz was brought in, he was always gonna be Laporte and Diaz.
Yeah.
But it turns out to be Diaz and Stones, and Laporte was kind of on the periphery. Yep. So I think it's a bit harsh on Ake to be nominated.
But I think that's hard. Yeah, definitely it's harsh on Ake. Like I said, I struggled to find defenders. But I think with Laporte, it's one of those situations where he just kind of got screwed by an injury. Someone else came in and took his spot, and sometimes it's hard to break up a pairing when you're doing so well. So I kind of put that down to Stones and Stones and Diaz striking out a partnership as opposed to Laporte being fraudulent. Yeah, I think it's just bad luck for him. It's a bit like Debussy at Arsenal when he got injured and Bellerin just came in and took his spot.
Yeah.
And he never looked back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with Laporte, but once again, it's a bit like Tellez. It's a bit harsh. I was hoping one of you guys had like a more in your face centre back option.
It's okay. We have two centre backs to choose from. So
Mm-hmm.
Let's just throw them all out there, cause the only guy I had was Ake and like
Really?
Mendy. Yeah,
I mean,
I like I said,
I mean,
I really struggled. to think of centre-backs.
BK sounds like he has
He's
a
ready.
plethora of fraudulent centre backs. So
Yeah.
why not you
Please,
go next,
please.
I don't know. I thought like Davinson Sanchez was gonna be up there as well.
man? Yes, my guy,
I
my
thought
guy.
I really thought Pascal would have thrown. So mine's Eke and Davinson Sanchez. I mean, man.
Yeah, I think for me Sanchez was like.
Bro, Sanchez is bad, man.
But the thing for me is that Sanchez has always been bad, so it's like he's always been like this kind of level.
But
You know, it's not like he was good and then he just.
okay, who do you think has been more fraudulent? Dyer or Davinson Sanchez?
I mean, Dyer's not a centre back, so it's like he's
He was
always gonna suck at
He's
centre back.
converted to centre. Yeah, you could say that.
I mean, okay, fine, yeah,
He's
like I
converted
don't
'cause there's a
disagree.
better
both those
CDM.
options.
And
It just
the
slipped my
price,
mind,
the
yeah.
price, bro. They paid like 42 million pounds.
Oh
It's
no,
basically
really?
yeah. He's
No.
Is he
basically
get displaced by Rodon,
I
or are they all
guess.
playing together?
I don't know, man. I don't know who is Spurs' best partnership in defense. I mean, dude.
neither did Mourinho.
Yeah, I mean, if Mourinho can't figure it out, you can't bet your house that Ryan Mason can, man. And I don't know, Davinson Sanchez. He kind of reminds me of the Colombian. If you remember who Mangala is,
of
Oh,
course.
man.
bro,
yeah.
he is bad, dude.
One of the worst signings
Exactly.
in Premier League
Yeah,
history.
I do like that Davinson Sanchez nomination. I like
Fair
it a lot.
enough. I have no qualms about. I have no issues with that.
So
Um,
Slash, who would your nomination be? Is it Laporte and Sanchez or? who
No,
you
I
got?
actually went a little bit
I feel like we can do better than
Of-
Laporte.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to put Saliba in because of that video he did. Just
Yeah, but he didn't play the Premier
He
League.
didn't even
so
play
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
no, you see, no.
But then we have
that's
to
the
ask
thing.
ourselves why.
Yeah, we ask ourselves why. You see,
Uh,
okay. Firstly, he was being transferred over to Arsenal for about. It wasn't cheap as well. He was nearly 30 million pounds, and wait, was he an Emery signing? Before Emery got sacked? No,
yes,
right?
he was an
He
Emery
was?
sign. No, he was
It
an
was
Emery
it was
signing.
an Emery signing.
He was signed and then loaned out straight away to Saint Etienne,
Yeah, and
or loaned back, I should say. Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, that I totally slipped my mind.
yeah, because it was supposed to be a fresh start with Arteta, and when Arteta just got appointed as manager, like
Fresh start.
Fresh.
as any like I mean not just talking about it, like any normal person, if you always want to impress, your new boss in charge, and to be loaned out so on a whim basically, like, and not being given a chance by Arteta kind of says a lot about your character wise, and it kind of reinforced that
Which is
statement.
why I mean I get where you stand on this, which is why I kind of want to see like what happens in this window and like
Mhm.
just roll with it lah. But I think like as much as that do kind of live up to the fraud on the transfer value, but because on the play we actually never seen him play, and I mean he's doing so well.
I mean, to be fair,
in
yeah,
France.
he did well in France, so which is kind of a bit of a downvote on that. But yeah, I mean he's kind of low key on fraud watch for next season, whatever
Yeah.
happens to him. Yeah, and my other nominee, Nathan, I would like your thoughts about it. It's actually Eric Bailly from United.
Yeah, I thought about him too.
Yeah, because you all know how
Bit
much
similar to
I
Sanchez
don't.
though. I just always thought he's been poor.
Yeah, like
so
it's been under, was it Van Gaal? No, sorry, it was under Mourinho and
I think
and Ole.
Mourinho signed him.
Yeah, and he was being signed as the this defensive linchpin for United for the next 10 years. Yeah, he had every attribute on being that top level defender. He had the height, he had the pace. He did very well at Villarreal. It was Villarreal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and to
The
lose your place to Victor Lindelof of all people, it's kind of a huge statement on where you are in terms of caliber of defenders. So yeah.
I think that's a good shout. I mean, the problem with Eric Bailly for me is that he's just inconsistent. Cause on his day, he has had some man of the match.
Yeah, but
performances.
you can count these days, with two hands, with your hands.
The
yeah.
other days he's injured, so
yeah.
definitely it's a good shout for him because he also didn't come in cheap.
Yeah, he came in at a hefty price.
More than Lindelof, if I'm not wrong. So in that kind of regard, I mean, it's nowhere near Maguire money, but man, it's definitely he was in. I think in most if everyone's fit, the preferred pairing would have been him and Maguire, but he's rarely fit, and he's rarely fit for a couple seasons now. So that's usually the issue with him. Yeah,
but
I think it's a
even
fair
when
shout.
but even when fit, like both Ole and Mourinho have been picking, the centre back partnership of Maguire and Lindelof. So
Yeah, I think it's what Paz said. Like when you have a good pairing going on for a while, even if someone comes back, it's very hard for managers to decide like I'm gonna just like break up the good like mumbo jumbo and then throw him back in because maybe he will do well. Like it's really kind of not good for the rest of the team in front, who have suddenly lost the stability of the partnership. So
it's the ruthless nature of the business.
yeah, once you're
really
out,
the
you have to really
ruthless
fight
nature.
for your place to get back in. So
Yeah.
that's been
yep. So Nathan, now we task you with the difficult decision on choosing our fraud squad centre backs.
okay. I think they're all good shouts. There's a slight difference in a few of them. One is I think based on technical ability, I still feel Bailly, though he's inconsistent, but on technical ability, he's better than some of the names that were mentioned, like Sanchez.
I think Sanchez deserves to go in.
I think Sanchez deserves to go
After
in.
thinking about it, yeah.
Bro, how have we not nominated? Yeah, sorry to cut in, but how have we have nominated Yerry Mina?
Oh, dude, he's like I checked out his stats.
He's
He
been
was
there forever.
yeah, he's alright. He
Once
did alright.
again, I mean now I feel kind of dumb because all these names you're rattling off are like no-brainers, but to me it's almost like I've known them to be like trash for so long that I was just like, okay, they're just limited,
Yeah, they're not this season's fraud watch. They're like
Okay.
they're just
Root
bad players.
scored 2 goals, I think. He has like 2 goals and 5 clean sheets.
I do remember, the episode where we were ratting on how bad Mina
The
was.
lamppost,
And then he scored.
after that.
Just saying, when like we play Everton on FIFA, Nathan and I, he just like cheats with like his height and just like smashing it in.
Gets a corner, throw him in. He's their new
I
Fellaini.
mean,
Yep,
not the
so-
only fraudulent Colombian line at Everton, but
Ooh. Okay.
Alright.
So,
So to
your-
wrap it up, I
Mhm.
think okay, so we have our names. Just a quick recap: we have Eric Bailly, Davidson Sanchez, Saliba, and Nathan Ake. I think if we're gonna pick the top 2 frauds based on this, I think Ake
yeah, I think we
technically
can
he's
rule
good.
out
I don't
Ake
think
lah.
I think we're being a
Yeah.
bit harsh on him. He didn't get to play enough to. But then again, in his defense, the players in front of him are too good. To be honest,
It's true.
So
I mean, for that reason, yeah. That one.
Saliba and Sanchez it is.
Yeah.
Tells
come
me
on,
City
man.
aren't overpowered, right? just look at
Yep.
like their City's 4th choice centre back is like worth 40 mil.
Yeah,
so
and
you
he
can't tell me otherwise.
yeah, and he was the only. Sorry, he was one of 2 defenders who didn't make a mistake leading to a goal. What was it? That was the stat I presented to
Ake?
you. Yeah, it was Ake and Luke Shaw.
Oh, last season.
Last season, last season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
wholeheartedly agree.
So we're going with Sanchez and Saliba, correct?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, let's move up
Alright.
the pitch.
Excellent.
Into the
CDM.
midfield.
The
You wanna
the
go CDM?
deepest-
CM?
CDM.
I want to hear.
CM.
I want to hear what Sash talks about. Yeah, let's do the CDM.
Oh, back again with the bus, right? So yeah, I'm gonna nominate Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey.
he's actually
All right, hear me out. Hear me
on my
out.
list. He's actually
me
on
out.
my list. man.
I had him in my mind, but
hear me
I
out. Hear me
didn't
out.
have
Okay, hear
the
me out on this.
nuts
Okay,
to put him up.
Arsenal activated the release clause with Atletico Madrid. It was 52 million, so he didn't come cheap. Secondly, have you seen him take shots outside the box? It's as though he's wearing Timberland boots, man. His shots just go straight into the stratosphere. It's so bad, and he can't tackle. Okay, the only good game I remember him having was against United. You know, when Arteta beat Ole 1-0 from that Aubameyang penalty. That was the only solitary good game I do remember him having it. And other than that, he's been having subpar games, or he has been in the treatment room. So, Thomas Partey, my nomination for CDM in the
That's
fraud
a good
squad
shout,
of the
but
That's a
season.
good shout.
I also
Good
want to.
shout.
I also want to add on to that. Sorry, BK.
Yeah.
The fact that we mentioned that how does a team do without the player? Well, Atletico won La Liga.
Yeah.
Nah, that was literally just like a shot in the dark.
We're just waiting for BK. BK? You got
No.
anything to say?
He was actually someone on my list as well. Which I mean, like what Sash said. I don't think he came in for 50 mil, man. I think it was like
Dude,
30
he-
something.
No, man, it was.
Yeah,
okay,
dude.
let me just look it up. While
I
you
don't
try
recall
to-
it being 50. In my head it was like 40, maybe 45 tops.
Maybe it
but-
was like 50 euros. I think because I remember it was like 42, 30, high 30s, that kind of thing. But quite close to the value there. But I think ultimately he came in, brought in with much hype. I mean, that's why he's on fraud watch, right? I guess. With
No, that's the thing. Yeah, I'm sure Partey is a good player, but he just hasn't shown it
Yeah.
in spades this season. Which
Exactly.
is kind of essentially what this list is all about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back to the release clause. It's actually 45 million pounds, but hey, 7 million is not much of a difference. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Says you. I could use 7 million.
I mean,
What
in
the
footballing
stats, bro.
terms, in footballing terms, you know.
he's a Chelsea guy. That's why 7 million doesn't matter.
Hey, we're not talking about Chelsea,
Nice
and we're
one.
talking about
Nice
Arsenal.
So actually, Partey is one of my nominations as well, and I think the next
Oh,
one
wow.
would be
Okay.
Moutinho. But he's kind.
He doesn't really
I mean-
play.
The CDM we're talking about is like the ball winning, but for Moutinho, in my formation, would be that deep lying at the back.
I mean, I would have preferred if you have nominated Neves because he has been this season. He has not. I mean, we all know how well he can play, but this season doesn't look up to it. Mhm.
Both of them are actually. on my
Moutinho's
list.
also like, in the twilight of his
Yeah.
career.
Moutinho's
Neves
old, dude.
is,
Yeah, I mean, that's
Neves
the-
is still like 23, man. It's crazy.
and
he's
and
still so young.
hey guys, guess what? Arsenal is gonna sign him for 30 mil. What the hell?
Is that? Oh wow.
I mean,
Who,
there was like
Coutinho?
linked up. Yeah, no.
No, never. Arsenal signing Moutinho would be the most.
Yeah,
Arsenal
dude,
thing
it's gonna
ever. For
tip. It's
30
gonna
mil.
tip all Arsenal fans over the edge if Arsenal do sign Moutinho.
So the rumor is going around saying that like we're
Neves,
getting Neves, like
Mm.
we're letting Xhaka go for I think like 17 mil, and then you're gonna spend 30 something on Neves, and people are like, why? Like just keep Xhaka.
Yeah, it's a like for like. You're just basically getting a right-footed Shaka.
Yeah, pretty much. Younger lah, I guess. But
Yeah, at younger.
Neves can capture the form of 2 years ago. It might be.
it might be a
Under-
good.
but yeah,
interesting,
but can he do that under Arteta though?
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
That's another.
But
that's
BK,
for another-
you
for
can
another
continue
day.
with your.
No. That's
That's
all
all?
I have.
That's all?
Yeah. So I
So
want to
who's
see
your
what other
nomination? Is it Neves or Moutinho?
Moutinho for me, but if we're rolling with Partey, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I don't necessarily. I'm not necessarily against the party nomination because I literally wrote it down but crossed it out because the other guy I put in, well, my pick was actually Van der Beek. Not necessarily like a DM, but my other two center mids are more cam, so I'm
Okay.
just gonna put Van der Beek.
Yeah.
Once again, you might argue that he hasn't had a chance, and that Ole is like Ole has a vendetta against him, but
Hey,
I kind of thought
you
more
mean a
about it. And I'm like,
vendor?
A
Vendetta.
Vendetta.
Love it. All about the puns on FKB. But then I kind of like, sure, McFred, like McTominay and Fred work for Ole, but I feel if you're bought in for like that price tag once again. I don't know. I feel like you should do better. It's like it's not good enough.
I have Van de Beek for my CM.
Like further up.
Yeah,
the pitch,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
he's
exactly
my-
the same.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. But once again, I think Van der Beek's a very technically gifted player. I feel really bad for him that he's gonna miss the Euros because I think that could have really given him a new lease on life heading into the new season. But unfortunately, he got injured.
Yeah, but funny thing. Arsenal actually being linked with Van der Beek.
No, come on.
No, it's true. I actually read it somewhere that you guys are actually looking to sign Van der Beek.
Here we
Um,
go.
I don't know how you guys
I
gonna
think
fork
this
out the
podcast is
money.
If you
just
guys
a lot
can
of
get,
pain
if
for
you guys
PK.
can negotiate a decent price for him, I think he could work, man. I wouldn't rule him out yet.
Yeah,
he's still young.
I've actually watched Van der Beek play twice. In the Champions League against Chelsea, and
all his games.
like yeah, he looks a decent player. I don't really know why
He
Ole
really
doesn't
is,
fancy
he really
him.
is.
He kind of plays in the role where McFred plays, right? That defensive midfield.
It's
fielder
not
style.
actually a
I just think
preference
he's
for
he's not tenacious enough to be in that double kind of defensive pivot.
Okay.
But I mean, 511 minutes
Mhm.
in 19 appearances is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's like 5 games
Mhm.
total. It's absurd. So for that, he's my pick. Maybe people might disagree and say I'm being unfair, but yeah, I mean, if the rest of you have him, I think it's kind of a. I'm just going with like the
Alright.
percentages, you know.
The stats, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so that rounds up our centre mid for more of a
Yeah,
defensive midfield
I'll
position.
slot Van der Beek in one of our positions because since we already nominated him,
Mhm.
Yep.
VDB.
Yeah,
and
and I
you
think
guys, we can confirm party later. Cause I think the other two nominations you guys might be
Yeah,
interested
I mean
in
we can
as
just
well.
throw in the next, or rather
Yes.
the
I
centre mids.
already know. I already know one of the picks, bro, and I'm with you. I already know one of the picks.
I want BK to.
I legit
yeah.
laughed my ass off when I wrote his name down.
BK, you wanna submit your nomination for the more attacking
BK,
midfield
come on,
position?
you know who we're talking about.
No,
you know who
I,
and Sash.
no, I want to see what you guys throw, man. Like.
I mean, it's got. It's gotta be
Alright,
Naby
Sash,
Keita, dude.
do the honors.
It's gotta be
yeah,
Naby
do the
Keita. I
honors.
mean, I've called
Yeah.
him out for years. I've actually sniffed out the fraudulence in him when.
And then, like just to add on to that, I tried my best to think of like a witty thing to like kind of defend him on, but I couldn't. There's nothing to
I
defend
mean,
him on. And
bro. Okay,
if you called him out last season, it's way worse this season, man. Like his appearances keep dropping. Yeah, it's
no, not only
What
that.
was it?
Like,
What I
yeah,
write
not only
down?
that. Like, in your Champions League tie against Real Madrid, Klopp actually subbed him
stuck
off.
his neck out.
Yeah, he put him
Yeah.
on the chopping block. He subbed him out at like the. It wasn't even half time, right? Or was it half time?
No, but the thing is, Klopp stuck his neck out to start him,
Mm-hmm.
and then he realized very quickly that it wasn't working.
Yeah,
so
he was
just
the fraudulent
shoved him
cog
off.
in a failing system against Madrid.
Yeah, man.
So, one of the pillars of fraud watch, the ever
the
present.
great enigma for a lot of Liverpool fans.
Yeah, I get.
because
Yeah, and he
it's sad.
ticks all the boxes. Firstly, you guys didn't get him
Mm.
for cheap. Secondly, you
yeah,
guys
he
look,
waited a whole year.
bro.
he
I've been
waited a
waiting.
year
I've
for
been
him.
waiting for years.
Yes.
For me to accept it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Secondly, you
it's
guys
acceptance.
play much better. I mean, dude, Thiago has been in a better fit, like over Naby Keita, and you guys know how critical I've been on Thiago.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna drop.
No,
you still might.
No, I
yeah.
went to put Keita but bracket Thiago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Keita is in bolded letters, man. Like bolded.
Yeah,
Like,
I can't argue with that.
Mm.
I would be like Thai levels of delusion if I did. Yeah, man, and the frustrating thing for like Liverpool fans who I've spoken to is that we've seen Keita, but this is like literally like 2 or 3 games in his entire time with us. He's been insanely good, but that's not gonna cut it, showing up 3 times in 3 years. And I think the final nail in the coffin is that, like you mentioned earlier, we play better without him, and it looks like going forward, he's not in our plans, at least in our starting 11. And I think that says it all. I actually wrote down as a package deal, I put Keita and
Yeah.
Oxlade-Chamberlain, because I felt the two of them really kind of eerily similar. Both signed for like relatively big money.
Was
Both
Ox big
inju-
money?
Yeah, Ox was like 40
Yeah,
mil.
dude,
I'd
Ox
say
was
that's
40.
pretty big
Yeah,
money.
pretty. Yeah.
I mean, Chelsea almost got him. I kind of wish you guys did.
Oh,
but,
it was we dodged that bullet, man.
I sleep easy knowing that you guys got drink water instead.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro,
but
drink,
yeah.
drink water was cheap. Drink water was cheaper, man.
Like 35.
No, but okay
Potato-
lah, but
What is
tomato.
7 million?
but
What is 10 mil?
yeah, but in the general sense, both are flops. Yeah, I gotta admit that.
Yeah, Ox. Yeah, I mean the problem with Ox is that I still don't know his best position. He likes to think he's a centre mid. I think
I still think
if
he's a
all
winger,
our centre
man.
mids, if all our centre mids are fit, he doesn't get anywhere near
Yeah.
that midfield three. And if all our wingers are fit, he doesn't get on the wings either. So
Yeah.
I could see Ox moving if we somehow manage to con someone to sign him from us for like big money. But if not, I could see him just staying till he's like 34
Yeah, just
and like
ship
running down
him.
his
You can
contract.
just ship him to Bournemouth, man.
Bournemouth, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. English.
Ox is just
yeah.
gonna be like the next Lallana, you know. He's a
Oh.
utility
Mhm.
player. He can
Mhm.
play lots of positions. He's happy to do it.
Yeah.
Good vibes in the dressing room
Yeah.
and English quota. So
Lalana was more
It is what
useful
it is.
though.
Yeah,
He really
I-
came up
yeah,
and scored
you-
goals when you needed him.
Yeah,
I don't
you
think Ox does.
being
The
a
thing
bit,
is-
you guys being a wee bit harsh on Lallana. I like him, you know. Like
no, I like him too. But I mean, towards the end of his time at Liverpool, that's what he was. You know,
wasn't
wasn't
he was
anywhere-
a pretty key player for you guys before.
That was when we had like no Fabinho.
Yeah, that's
Henderson
true.
was
Yeah, but
kind of
he's
finding his
the thing is that
feet.
he stepped up to the plate though, and I think injuries were what derailed him.
Yeah,
But Ox has
I
been
mean,
Ox has
there-
been
there you go.
Ox has never been like
shadow.
that
He's been a
guy.
shadow of himself.
Yeah, he hasn't been that guy you could rely upon. Whereas I remember Lallana was one of your players of the season in Klopp's. Was it Klopp's or Brendan Rodgers? When they just first got him, I think it was under B-Rod, if I'm not wrong.
bro. But I mean, you're a player of the season. But you know, you look at that team. It's not much to. It's like saying Saka is Arsenal's player of the season. You know, it's.
I mean,
don't get me wrong. He had a phenomenal
He
season,
is.
but who is he competing with?
True.
So, yeah, I mean, I agree with Keita. Long story short, Keita Ox is just an honorable mention. So yeah, Keita's in. To my dismay, and I mean, unless BK, are you cool? I'm guessing you're cool with Keita.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
How can you not be? And yeah, I'm guessing Nathan has no arguments with that either.
This one is everyone is really on board. with
Signed,
this one.
sealed, and delivered.
So
He kind of was the inspiration for this episode, if I'm not wrong.
Bro,
Uh,
I want to slap the captain's armband on him. He's
Triple
triple triple
yeah,
captain.
dude. Yeah, actually my
so
other
we got
my
Donny and Keita.
my other nomination was Vanderbeek, but I feel it's
Okay.
a little bit harsh. I kind of wanted to put Ceballos, but
Oh yeah, Ceballos was like
Yeah,
kind
but
of
he
a
was on
KIV
loan.
for me.
I think he's on loan.
And I feel
so-
like Ceballos is just
No,
never,
but like you just extend
never
his
really
loan
been
for
good.
that kind of
Mhm.
performance is also quite trashy.
Don't get me wrong, Ceballos is a shout, but I think like other nominees, I think we have better options.
Yep.
So Ceballos is up there. I'm putting in Dele Alli,
Yeah, he's
Oh, I thought
Uh,
you were gonna
yeah,
go
there
with
Havertz.
no Harvest.
James?
or
James?
James
So-
/ Jane.
I
I mean, James is like a top. James is like a front three for me. But
James is not in my list because he came in for free.
it's
Yeah,
not
but he
just
came
that,
in with a
it's-
reputation.
Yeah, but like, was his reputation really that well? I mean, like all the big
I
clubs.
mean,
that he
yeah,
went
you could
to-
say that he came in on a free, but his wages, man, astronomical.
It's not
No,
just
no,
that,
I
it's
don't
like-
think it's quite high if I'm right.
No?
His wages aren't that high.
Okay.
But James was the great big hope for Everton. You
Mhm.
know.
Yeah,
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 And
he was.
He kind of. I'm doing quotation marks, like I'm doing the you guys can't see it of course, but he exploded onto the scene and then he just kind of
Faded.
what do you do for like the next 20
He
games?
he climaxed too quickly,
Nothing.
basically. He didn't
Whoa.
Yeah,
to put it bluntly.
I
lah.
mean
yeah.
to me it's between James and Dele because I think he's been on the decline for a while. And
He
was
shagged-
also
yeah.
considered
Actually-
like England's
He
Actually,
shagged
Delhi
Pep
is doing a
Guardiola.
great
James.
hope.
Delhi is kind of doing a James as well.
A little bit, yeah. You know, a little bit.
He slipped off my mind though. Mm.
To be honest, both of them could easily fit in there. I mean, if we want to be nice, we could take out Van der Beek and just throw both of them in there.
Wait, so how does that work? So it's like,
So we just have like
Keita.
Keita as a DM, or I don't really care.
No, no.
Like,
We could put like Partey and Keita as like the more defensive minded midfielders.
frauds.
And then the two.
And
the
then
two
one
central.
one of the more attacking defenders could be like Van der Beek, it could be James, or it could be Dele Alli.
But I mean, we kind of have to.
We have Nathan. Why don't Nathan make the
Yeah,
pick
yeah,
for
Nathan, why
this?
not
It's
you
quite
you
tricky
decide.
because okay, so we have a lot of names in the center of the park, but if we're going
Mm.
with 4-3-3 formation, then we don't have
Keita's locked.
anyone. Yeah,
Keita's
okay, so
locked.
Keita's locked in. So
Yeah.
the other two, I guess we don't have anyone more on the left side. Everyone's still very central. So
Mhm.
you do have the nominees now. The popular ones are Partey, Van der Beek, and Ali or Rodriguez. That's actually 4 names fighting out
Mhm.
for. I would say one more
2
spot so that we
spots.
can leave the left side free.
Oh, okay.
If not, then unless you're going with like a left winging attacker taking up the left side lah of 4-3-3.
No,
So that's a bit
let's
tricky.
just keep it simple. Yeah.
Okay, keep it simple. Then we'll have a left mid. So we just need to select one more player to who will play in the center, and Keita's a bit to the right. So one person has to be selected.
Wait,
out of the
are you
4
in
names.
agreement? Yeah, are you in agreement that Thomas Partey is the defensive air quote linchpin
Oh.
in that?
I will put Keita.
But
then
Keita
we
doesn't.
have one
Keita
more-
doesn't really
okay,
play.
true,
Keita
Keita's
doesn't
the
really
one
play
beside.
there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the defensive linchpin, if it's Partey, then you have Keita inside. Then you have to select one of the either Van der Beek, Rodriguez, or Ali. So these 3 are the attacking midfielders, so
Yeah,
so
yeah.
to speak. So
Correct.
all right, so that's where we're stuck with.
No,
Who
that's
we
where
gonna
you.
pick?
That's where you come in.
That's me. Oh man.
Yeah, that's where you come in.
It's tricky. It's hard to say. I would say based on reputation, James has the biggest reputation. So, but he did perform for a while. Ali this season has been quite shambolic, but also because he didn't get picked much. You can say the same for Van der Beek. Both of them are young, had the potential, didn't show it. So that's the difference. I think if we're just going based on who had the highest expectation, let it down, it would be between Ali. I think Ali had showed more potential than Van der Beek. Van der Beek came in hopeful, but if you saw who was in front of him, you really didn't think he could stand a chance. Between Fernandes and Pogba, no, there's no way you're getting into that team. For his preferred position, if not, he have to sit a bit deeper, which is the McFred position, which is also not an ideal position for him, which he has played but hasn't been that effective, because he's not very defensive minded. So I think it'll be between James and Ali. Do you want to put that in again for discussion?
I
Between
think
these two?
James just goes along with our narrative for the season. It's just he's been like kind
I guess
of. a
he was
running
one of
gag.
the we called it at the start, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look at stats, he hasn't been, too bad. It's just
Yeah, he
most of
hasn't
his
been too
stats
bad.
came early in the season when Everton were like champions for like
Mhm.
2 weeks.
Yeah, and he had a
Mhm.
suspiciously long injury layoff, and we don't really know the true
Oh my
reason for
God.
it. But
Stop.
I think to be fair, if you were to say who was Everton's best player of the season, everyone would have said at the beginning it should have been him, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So that's enough to get onto fraud squad for him.
Alright,
Alright. So
Yeah,
James it
okay.
is.
Yeah.
Let's go with James then.
Alright.
Sorry, James, you
Mhm.
are finally locked into the gulag. After many months of trying to escape, he finds himself back in the gulag. Okay, awesome. We have our 8 players so far. We've got our 3 forwards to go, and I think this is where it probably gets a bit interesting. I mean, more interesting.
Okay,
I would say so far. Things
I
have been
got
really
mine.
cool.
I'll say my 3, and I think it'll be everyone's 3.
wait,
Wow,
why not you
so
just go
so
with
confident all 3,
wait, you go with one of the wingers first. We'll leave the
I'm
striker
pretty
for
sure I
last.
won that
I-
Sash will
I
disagree
feel
with.
like all 3 are quite interchangeable in that sense. So
Mm.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure we have one on lockdown lah. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Come on, man.
we
Come
have
on.
one guy on lockdown.
So I feel I'm going to throw my 3, okay, which are
Alright.
pretty fixed. So
Sure,
my
sure.
3 Willian, obviously, another pillar of the fraud, I guess.
of course.
Alba is also in the fraud list.
Ooh.
Oh,
Uh,
that's
because
a
of players.
that's an odd yeah. Okay.
I love
Okay.
BK.
No, no, I mean, like,
going at it.
He done jack shit this season, man. I mean,
After
like,
after
got
he
a
signed that
haircut.
thing, after he
Yeah,
signed that
exactly.
thing,
You got a
So-
new hairstyle.
so
dude.
because of that
Mhm.
contract, right, and then not living to the hype of last season, so I think he deserves to be on the
Okay.
on
shout.
the nominee.
Okay.
And the last one would be Marshall.
Hey, yep.
Hmm.
I agree.
Interesting.
I have
I
him on my
al-
list.
I almost wanted
Hey.
to throw Traore in,
Come on.
but
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah,
Baby
dude.
oil.
Yeah,
Baby
it's the baby
oil.
oil. Yeah.
Like I said,
Yep.
I told the guys before we recorded this that my list was very top heavy.
Mhm.
I can't disagree.
Top
with anyone
heavy,
you just listed.
like
oh real,
Really?
you guys
yeah,
got
okay. I'm just gonna throw my 3 forwards in. It's gonna be Willian. It's
yeah.
gonna be Werner, and
Yep.
it's gonna be
What?
Martial. Yeah. I'm just to be fair.
Werner?
Yeah. I'm
Yep.
gonna explain my thoughts
I
on
mean,
that.
Sash had to pick a Chelsea
Yeah,
guy.
I had to.
Oh,
Mm.
okay. I mean, I had Werner in my list, but I mean, we talked
Okay, no,
about the stats.
I'm gonna explain why
Yeah.
after Pascal's.
yeah,
I'm
Pascal.
surprised no one even considered Harvard's at all. I mean, okay, neither did
Can't.
I. I mean,
Can't after that go for the
Yeah,
Chelsea. Yeah,
true.
you can't cut.
that was my rationale as well.
Mm.
But my 3 I put 2 for each slot, but I'm just gonna go with my preferred ones. I went with Willian, Ziyech,
Mhm.
Oh yeah, Ziyech. I
and
can't forget.
this was a really tough one. My third and final slot. I mean, I'm just gonna put one guy who neither of you have put. I'm gonna put Brewster.
Oh my god.
Brian
yeah,
Brewster.
yeah.
Just cause none of you guys put him, but
Yeah.
I had Martial and Werner there as well.
Do you guys want to talk about Martial first?
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
how about let's talk?
Uh,
wait, are we all in agreement?
Yeah,
for
I
Willian?
mean,
there's like
we
nothing
all
to
I
talk
think
about Willian.
you can't not
Yeah,
put
yeah.
Willian.
all right, okay.
I mean,
we're
dude,
good, we're good.
Dude, he actually said on an interview that he left Chelsea to join Arsenal
yeah,
because
yeah.
he was promised because he could foresee himself winning a
Uh,
Champions League there, and we all know what happened. So, based on that
Oh my
statement
God.
alone, he's in.
The
Yeah,
end
so,
of the gulag, man.
So Martial, I guess. I mean,
I'm
Nathan,
also
you're the
dedicated.
yeah.
We've dedicated way too many episodes of Full Kit Banter to Willian, so
Mhm.
it-
Yeah, yeah.
it's only fitting,
Yep.
you know. We need the continuity.
so,
I just
so-
want to
so-
hear
yeah.
it from you guys.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
from non-United fans.
Yeah,
like,
so-
why?
Oh.
What has?
Why
Yeah,
Martial?
why
Yeah.
Martial?
Yeah.
Shifty, man. Like he's
He-
never like keeping the form too long. Like it's just for that hype and money.
Yeah, he's
right,
the
that
ultimate
everything-
hot and cold player. Like he was. Don't get me wrong. He was. I feel that he was your player of the season last year, but this season, he just doesn't seem at it. Like not to sound like a
What
stereotyping,
save?
but I do feel like he's a little bit of no, not a little bit. He has a lot of petulance in him. He kind of reminds me of Nicholas Anelka. If you remember, he was famously
Mhm,
named
mhm.
as the Salt, and yeah. Like
Must be a French thing.
Hey,
I
man.
mean, Pascal,
Hey.
can you can you confirm
I
that?
can't deny or nor confirm.
Yeah, and being so injury prone this season, like even when he was back, he was being he was playing third fiddle behind Cavani and Greenwood, and I expected
Yeah.
a player of his caliber to kind of show up in big games and all that, but he really hasn't been the player he was last season. And
I thought he was gonna. I thought last
Yeah, I
season
thought he
was
was-
his breakout
yeah, I
season.
thought he was gonna
and
kick
he was
it
gonna
on,
Kick
yeah.
on from there. Yeah.
and there are a lot of
But-
rumors, pretty concrete rumors that Ole wants to ship him out this season. Oh, sorry, this summer, to fund Jadon Sancho. And
Do you know what I've been hearing? Real Madrid.
to
I know, right? Go
Really?
figure.
and it's not like Martial is old, right?
That's why I saw today.
Yeah, and
But-
He's
but
not. It's not
he's
that,
not. He's
but-
not. He's not. He's quite young.
yeah, exactly. And to be talked about like being shipped out like a toy that has been rather dislodged, and it kind of says a lot about Martial. And it's not just Ole, he's always had problems with Jose as well. It's more of an attitude thing. And I think for the harmony of the squad, I do think that he should be sold because like no player is bigger than the club to be sorry to be cliche about it, but yeah, I think yeah, and another factor is you guys don't look like you've missed him at all because other
Yeah.
players have stepped up in his absence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's kind of my take on why he's my nominee.
So
I wish I could add more to that, but you literally said everything that I was thinking of. So yeah,
this is quite interesting. So we're all kind of like for that striker position, we all have a kind of different choice because it's Alba, your Brewster, and Sash is.
But the thing is, I agree with all of like
And
those
I-
nominations. You know.
I agree with okay, let's hear the Werner. Let's hear the Werner part.
Okay,
I wanna hear
Werner,
from
yeah,
Sash.
yeah. Like I do remember, you guys know I've been stubbornly defending him the entire season. You know, I've been saying that, you know, the lowest of the low point for me was when I actually said that he was our version of Chelsea's version of Bobby Firmino.
Firmino.
Yeah, that was a new low for me. Absolute new low. I mean, I was like
Ha,
scraping the
ha,
barrel.
ha.
You could say that he has provided, you know, I'm just reading out the stats on Transfermarkt. 6 goals, 12 assists in
12
the
assists,
Premier League
right,
this
yeah.
season. He has won countless penalties. You know, his movement is excellent, no doubt about it. You know, but ultimately he was being brought
Some
to
of the
Chelsea.
misses,
Yeah,
bro,
he was
some of the misses have been diabolical.
he was brought to Chelsea to score goals. That's a fact. And for me, saying that he has been contributing with assists and you know, off the ball runs, it's kind of clutching at straws because we all know that Werner, he was brought in to score goals. I mean, that's enough said lah. Like, and the misses, yeah, like Pascal just said, the misses that
Oh
it was
my
so bad.
goodness.
It's
Sorry
really so
guys,
bad.
I'm watching the Scotland game
Uh-huh.
and Patrick Schick just scored from the halfway line.
No way.
Patrick
Bloody
who?
hell. It's Patrick Schick
Oh.
or Stick. It's an insane
Oh.
goal. Sorry guys.
Ooh.
I know I said I wouldn't say anything, but goddamn. what
was
a
it
goal.
akin to
He lobbed the
Cavani's goal?
What the hell, dude? It was bad. It's the goal of the tournament.
Oof.
Like it's only been like 2 days or 3 days, but my goodness, just
Alright.
lobbed. Yeah, oh my
I'll,
God.
I'll watch it later. Yeah, but back to
Yeah.
the Werner point.
Werner never could. Ooh.
Yeah, man.
Cheap
But
shot, man.
But you could say that, you know, something to back him up is, you know, it's his first season in the league and he's kind of still adapting to it, but that you can't excuse the misses, man. You can't excuse them.
So I wanna counter argue this by saying that at least you guys still won a trophy, man. If anything.
Bro, he could have costed us the trophy. Like,
Yeah, but
mhm.
yeah. So I was just looking at the stats, right? Comparing him to Alba, it's like Alba has 10 goals, 3 assists.
Mhm.
Your man has 6 goals and
Yeah,
8
so if you're
assists.
gonna talk about goal contribution wise, yeah,
Yeah,
like
I get you. Yeah. I feel
But
you.
BK, Chelsea is also a better side.
Mhm.
Like, you know,
Dude, Alba has been,
you
yeah.
expect him to get more service. Alba is like
yeah, with that,
forced
yeah,
to play as a
with
left.
with
mid.
the exception of this season, Alba has been carrying Arsenal on his back. I think that's the reason why you know, his legs are currently breaking from all the pressure of carrying Arsenal these few years. And don't forget, you know, the season where you won the FA Cup, or was it last 2 seasons ago?
Alas.
Yeah, you have to credit Alba, man. He was
Oh, no,
phenomenal.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so yeah,
Ozil's
that's why I
last
kind of
season, I
I did consider Alba for the position, but due to for what he did for Arsenal for the past few seasons, I kind of gave him a slight and, like, you know, I just considered it as an off season. But can you excuse Werner's misses? I can't, man. I can't see past that.
The one thing I'll add to the Werner thing, right? It's not even including the misses or the fact that he himself admitted that he's not been good this season. I think that says a lot. But the other thing that I feel is probably the biggest red flag is the fact that Chelsea are willing to splash, or if rumors are to be believed, they're willing to splash close to 150 mil on Haaland just a year after dropping like 40 on Werner with the hope that he would be the new, you know, number 9 for them. So the fact that unless they're saying they want to put Werner as a winger or something, but I don't buy that.
But to be fair, he has been
I
playing.
could see that, yeah,
he's
like
been playing like a winger.
If you're gonna
yeah,
take
but it's
Ziyech,
almost like you're like, you know, you're kind of just shoehorning him
Mhm.
into a different position because he's not worked in what you originally planned. So I don't know. I think obviously the misses are unforgivable, but I do think he'll come good. I've said this many times before.
I mean, next
But yeah,
season,
between
yeah,
him and
next season's a big season for him, you know.
Between him and Alba, it's a tough one lah. But
well,
But there's
You
another
want-
name that you mentioned, right? You mentioned Ziyech as well.
Ziyech, yeah.
I mentioned Ziyech for the wing because I I don't know if that's a hot take, but I just think
I actually low-key agree with it.
because of
I-
injury and the fact that I just don't think he's really suited for the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like I've watched him a few
Yeah.
times. He has that stardust, but all too often he goes missing. And I think I pulled up a stat. He's only finished the 90 minutes one time for Chelsea.
What? Oh, that's...
Yeah, he's only finished 90 minutes for you guys
Like,
once.
in
and,
all competitions?
at least the Premier League,
Okay.
but I wouldn't be surprised if it's all competitions. But I also think the fact that you guys are looking to build without him in mind for like the seasons to come.
Yeah, there are talks of him being
says
actually
it all.
offloaded to like AC
Mhm.
Milan or one of the
Yeah.
slower
Yeah.
leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do
Um,
feel I do feel he's like, when I watch him play sometimes, like, yeah, on his day he can be an absolute beast, but those days are few and far between, and he kind of feels like he's Riyad Mahrez but on like 30% download.
Yeah. Very similar players.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he will come good, but I just think for what you guys expected, once again, transfer fee, all that jazz, you know.
He
I
was
think
free, no?
He's left Chelsea a bit wanting. No lah, he wasn't free.
Yeah, he wasn't
No,
free.
I think
Definitely
he's-
not free.
Yeah, he wasn't free. He was
Huh.
20 something, I think.
Oh, that's quite cheap.
No lah, I think more lah. I think he's like 40.
No, dude, he wasn't 40. He was like,
Pretty sure it was
he was-
40.
I don't think it was 40. Wait, let me look it up.
He's 28.
Ziyech
Uh,
transfer fee.
But yeah,
40,
I think,
40 euros. Yeah, 40 million
This is
euros.
going to be
think
quite
he-
difficult to pick the.
Oh,
Yeah. Like I said, and I mean, I know I picked Brewster, and I know it's kind of a meme, but I think that's more on Sheffield rather than the player.
Yeah, because it's a club that decides the price that they pay for the player, not
Exactly,
Brewster. It's
you
kind
know,
of bit.
it's yeah.
But you can't
he's
argue.
never
Yeah,
been
you can't
proven at
argue
Premier
with
League level.
Wait, does he have like 0 contributions? Goal contributions?
I'm pretty sure I know he has 0
Yep,
goals. He
yep.
might have an assist, but not a good look lah.
Mhm.
Not a good look. But I mean, I think in this case we could probably go with Werner Alba.
Yeah, I think that would be a good two to narrow it down. So right now,
But are we
I think-
basing it? Are we basing it on this season? If it's this season, then maybe Alba.
I think this season lah. Yeah,
Yeah.
this season.
I think Alba gets
Like
a shout for this.
More of
one.
like a
Mhm.
dip.
One of the criteria for
guess-
this was who would have been missed more, and I think Werner would have been missed more because he
Yep,
just did
yep.
so much for Chelsea.
Yeah,
Even not
yeah.
on the stats, right?
The,
like
That's
the
true.
off the
His
ball running,
movement-
man, is so
yeah,
good.
the off the ball running, dragging the
true.
defenders. You don't see that in the stats, but he's done so much for them, and the fact that they still won a Champions League with him not scoring, it says much about what else he does because he plays so much as well.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
Alba is probably the biggest letdown for Arsenal, and
Yeah.
I think that gets him into the team.
Are we ruling out Martial or
No, Martial's
because
in as
let's
well.
not-
so
let's
the
not
front three now
Oh.
is Martial on the
so
left,
it's what, Willian,
Alba in the
and
middle,
Martial.
and Willian on the right.
No, but
yeah.
we have to have a Chelsea
Ooh.
nominee. I mean, we could. I mean, if just to scrape the bottom of the barrel, if we wanted to add in a Chelsea nominee, we could, make do with the manager. We could just slot in with the manager, though.
Which
Yeah.
one? Frank.
You can't do that. Like, it's for the same reasons why we don't have Havertz. You can't put Tuchel.
No,
in.
I'm not talking about Tuchel. I'm talking about
Dumps?
Frank.
Oh, that's kind of a low blow. The guy's never there anymore. I mean, I guess Mourinho. Yeah, you could say the same thing about Mourinho.
That's true. We're doing managers as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But before
Okay,
we
so
move
let me
on to
lock
that,
in.
so
Let me lock in the front three again.
Yeah, because we have to have. So it's either
So it's William.
either Werner or Ziyech. Yeah, one of them has to be in, based on
Uh,
based on our rules, though.
I would
I'll
think
give.
Ziyech.
I'll take.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take Ziyech
If
for Alba.
if
then.
Alba is gonna be the striker, then Ziyech has to be playing as a right winger.
Can Martial play the
Eh,
striker
wait, but-
and then just Ziyech?
Okay, so if Ziyech is in, and then Martial is definitely in, right? So
can Martial take the middle and then,
then
like
Willian is in as well.
Yeah,
so Alba
yeah.
is Alba's
Yeah.
not in
Yeah.
the team.
Alba scored
Yeah, I
free.
could
Okay,
think-
okay.
yeah,
Alba
yeah.
scot free.
yeah.
Frauding his way.
Scout-
Frauding his way
He
out.
frauded-
of
frauded his
classic.
Yeah,
Alba.
dude, things you'll have to see, man. Frauding your way
He
out of
got
the
saved by a
fraud
technicality.
squad. Dude, saved by VAR's lines, man. Even more fraudulent
Oh,
than
the
VAR's
thick-
lines.
thick lines,
thicker
bro.
lines, bro. Thicker lines.
Alba frauded his way out of the fraud.
Oh man, I'm quite proud of our list, man, and we've only taken 70 minutes.
So manager,
we still have manager.
fraud squad manager of the season.
Yep.
Jose Mourinho.
I already know who's my pick, and I don't know if you guys have him on my list. But once I say it, I think it will be almost like a kind of like a eureka, like a duh moment. Has to be Ancelotti, dude. I don't see how it can't be Ancelotti.
Mourinho for me, man.
Mourinho for me.
But I do feel it's a bit harsh on Ancelotti. I think it's more on the players.
Yeah.
Mentality of the players.
The only reason why
I mean, you could say the same thing about Jose. What you could say the Spurs players have a shit mentality.
They do.
Right? Or like
They do. They're Spurs, man. They're well-known
Hear me out. Like
bottlers.
Ancelotti was like the great big hope for Everton to break into the top four. They get fucking 10th. And then he just leaves, bro. Like, that to me is the icing on the cake.
Yeah,
like,
so
he just
him
leaves.
leaving was the
That's
reason
such
why I
a
was thinking.
gangster move.
But
like,
Mourinho was
such a-
brought in to win something with Spurs, and he was
That is
sacked in the
true.
same season.
He would have won though. I mean, not he would have, but
yeah,
he
he
didn't
might
even get the
have. Yeah,
chance to
exactly.
like win a trophy.
So
I
Daniel
had-
Levy on fraud one.
I had Lamps, Jose, Wilder, and Ancelotti. Wow, Arteta didn't make the list. I'm amazed.
Wait, why isn't
Through the
Arteta on your
cracks.
list?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah, I was like, I paused for a moment.
I kind of
was
feel like
really? That's it?
he kind of should be there though.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay, my list
God.
is Lambs.
there's actually too many, man. There are
Yeah,
too
my
many
list is
to
actually
be-
Lambs, and Arteta. That's all.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's all.
Wow.
No, man. Arteta came for free and so did Lambs. I mean, Lambs had...
No, dude, but Lambs
I think
got.
I think Jose has to be up there, lah.
yeah, Jose is up there, man. There's no way Jose is not there.
Yeah, Jose has to be in the mix.
I don't know. This is tough, man.
Wow.
Okay, let me just list down the accolades for or why we nominated them. Okay, so Frank failed to get the best out of a expensively assembled squad. Got sacked
Yeah.
in it got sacked in
Half a
December, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And Chelsea went on to win the Champions League under an even more fraudulent manager. So then for Arteta,
I don't know, man. Arteta had like...
no, Arteta
I
was
mean,
supposed to be the next big thing, you know, after winning
What,
the
but
FA
why?
Cup. No,
Like, it's
so,
just FA
dude,
Cups to me.
Dude, so much hype was being placed on his shoulders, you know. Being a student under Pep, you know, being coached under Pep's philosophy.
Yeah,
won
but
the
like,
FA
so many
Cup.
people say,
Won the
so many people say he's like a B-Tech manager still, but like, which I agree.
Dude,
but
no, dude, the hype around him when he won the FA Cup was like, oh, dude, this is a guy that is gonna be the next Guardiola, man. Look, he freaking broke Klopp.
he's Spanish.
Dude,
he
broke
dressed
Klopp.
the same.
Broke Klopp.
I need someone else to back me up at Ancelotti. I don't want to be like the Liverpool guy just bashing on everything Everton.
Dude,
I mean, think about it. Like, he's one of the best managers in the world.
Yeah.
He gets a whole fan base hyped up.
Mhm. No, doesn't that say
Finishes
more
10th
about the players
and
and the
then
manager?
leaves.
No, the thing is that we know that he's a quality manager, but the players, man, I know that him like booting himself out of Everton, you know, taking the basically saying sayonara to a difficult rebuilding job is pretty fraudulent itself, but
Okay,
I
fair
can't-
enough. I think
Yeah.
I'm more in the camp of the appointment was fraudulent,
Uh-huh.
not the manager,
Yep.
not the man. So I guess by that explanation,
yeah,
fair enough. I just think the whole thing is hilarious. Like,
oh, massively, man.
But dude,
Massively.
in
I
your
just
eyes,
think it's
Ancelotti
hilarious.
should be a legend, man. He saw
He
the
is a
fraudulence. He
legend.
saw the fraudulence that
He
Arsenal,
is-
that Everton were cooking up, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not having it. I'm going back to Madrid, man."
Yeah, it's
you know,
like-
he wanted to bring Duncan Ferguson to Real Madrid.
Oh yeah. I saw.
I think
some-
that would have been cool. Can you imagine Big Dunk screaming at like Tony Cruz on the sidelines? Come on, that's something I would love to see.
Yeah.
Actually, one random guy I want to nominate as well. Big Sam.
Yeah, I can see
well,
why.
I
Yeah,
guess
I can see
his
why.
record has been tarnished.
Yeah, his record is gone. I mean, he was meant to keep the club afloat, but
Mhm.
you know.
I'll let him keep the record lah. Like, he was only there for like what, a third of the season, and they were already kind of
Yeah.
like F. He beat Chelsea. I mean, he beat Chelsea 5-2.
Yeah.
He gets that trophy.
But yeah, I'm going.
I'm more in the camp of Jose than Arteta.
Yeah,
If I have to,
yeah,
if I have to
Jose-
really
Jo-
pick
Jo-
one.
Jose
I'm more
for
in the
me.
camp of Jose.
I mean, like he done.
Okay,
really
no, but okay, let's say
weird
if
shit.
Jose didn't get sacked like freaking 5 days before final and he did win the Carabao Cup, would you have still nominated him? No,
if he finished like sixth, yeah.
I mean with a trophy.
I mean, it's hard to get
Yep.
sixth when you have the freaking top playmaker and
No,
top goal scorer in your
you
team.
could argue
man.
that he wasn't back. I mean, we all knew that Jose wanted to build a
Mm.
new back line. And he did bring Doherty but that's all.
Yeah, which is like super fraudulent as well.
I really wonder if Doherty was even his signing, man.
who knows.
Or it might have been
Yeah.
some behind the scenes shit.
Conspiracy.
Wow, this is tough,
Yeah,
man.
man.
This is very tough.
That's,
sorry.
that's
Jose
why we
for
have
me,
that's
man.
why we have Nathan, man. So Nathan,
I think
Nathan just
we-
has a dartboard. Or
Is-
Nathan's just like throwing darts at the wall.
No, it's
Uh,
hard. I'm looking at all the names. I'm thinking, okay, so Ancelotti. I think, if for him, I feel he's a good manager. The team that he had, I mean, he outperformed what I think Everton could have done when Dominic Calvert-Lewin had a really good start to the season. James was playing well, and he got quite out of a lot of players. Even Alan was doing not too bad. He looked like a good signing, and then you thought, okay, this is the Ancelotti effect. But then, looking at their squad depth and just Everton in general, they're not really that kind of team that can push on. I feel, which is I think even more credit to a manager like David Moyes and his team who pushed on when everyone thought that they would fade. Instead, West Ham kept in there, and that's why I think David Moyes is definitely one of the managers up there for managers of the season. So I think in hindsight, Ancelotti didn't have much to work with. So I think even though he did spend a bit, it's nothing close to the kind of attacking team that Mourinho had. When you saw the lineup of Gareth Bale, Kane and Son, you thought, oh, that's it. He has a team to go for definitely top four. But that didn't really show. It only did at the beginning. And then you realize that Mourinho only had one plan, which was the Kane and Son show. And when that didn't work out, it's like they were absolutely clueless. Like, who would you throw on? The
Carlos
the
Vinicius.
Brazilian guy. What's his name?
Carlos Vinicius.
No,
the guy
Vinicius.
Mora?
Oh, Lucas Moura.
You would throw on Mora, and then you'd be like, what are we doing now? He's our striker. It's like that was So that was Mourinho, and then you could tell that he didn't have a plan B.
I mean, but
He
to be
decided
fair,
to sit out Dele Alli.
just to back up my boy Mourinho, he did convert Kane to one of the most lethal strikers we've seen.
He made him explode.
Mhm.
Kane was
Exactly.
already the most lethal striker.
No, but he was like a goal he was more of a goal getter, but this season he's been more complete in terms of his assists. Du has won the Golden Boot and
And didn't
the
win
equivalent
player
for
of
the
year.
assists.
Oh, wait, guys. Tell me if I'm crazy, okay? What about B-Rod? Bottled fourth place.
Actually,
But he did win the
if-
FA Cup.
Yeah, so I actually wanted to throw Pep into it for failing the UEFA.
No.
Like,
But,
No,
Let's
dude.
go.
Dude, dude,
That's the BK we know, man.
dude, come on, man. I mean, like, dude, his squad is stacked and heavy. Like we talked about this, he has to win Premier League. That's no excuse.
No, but dude,
And
just
like-
to
BK, my man, I would love to agree with you.
yeah, but it's
But I just
tradition,
think
man. It's
we can't lah.
yeah, it's Champions
Yeah,
League
yeah,
tradition
no.
for the debutants in the final to lose their first game in the final before they win the
the
Champions
next
League. It's-
season.
Yeah,
so,
it's
so
it's
next season.
balls.
it's
so,
history,
so next
Ball
season,
fraud.
yeah. So I mean that's why I went with Jose. Like I didn't want to go with Guardiola because he did win something.
I can't do my man B-Rod like that lah. FA Cup, yeah, fair enough, fair play.
Fair
And
enough
but
lah.
but dude, why are we excusing Arteta? All Arsenal needed, right?
I'm not. I
all
just think like,
all Arsenal needed was
he's
one
just not
goal.
very good.
Was one goal at home to Spanish farmers, being managed by Unai Emery, a guy that
Dude.
got sacked by them, and they couldn't make
By
it.
that logic, you might as well just say Ole.
Yeah,
lah,
dude,
because
by
they
the
lost
logic,
the
you say
final.
Ole.
No, but
the hot seat as
Ole
well.
got second. I mean, I'm not nominating Ole
It
because
doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't
Dude.
matter.
Yo, this is difficult, man.
I wouldn't say Ole is a fraud of the season.
yeah, I
manager,
mean,
but
I
he
would-
bottled
No,
it. He bottled
no,
it
but-
at the end, lah.
Yeah.
No,
I'm just-
I'm
I
not
mean,
saying
Ole-
he is. I'm
yeah,
just saying by
Ole
the logic.
wasn't
by the logic.
Ole wasn't
Villarreal team.
perfect, but I think there are other more fraudulent
Oh
managers
yeah.
that we can.
Klopp, bro, he lost 6 games in a
Yeah.
row. at home.
Yeah, you can throw Klopp in, man. Premier League challenge.
There's
No,
Oh,
but his
no.
team was like ripped to shreds.
Air quotes worst defense of all time, right?
Dude, Nat Phillips is better than
we
Van
have-
Dijk, man.
We did have to play
He converted Nat Phillips to Freaking Maldini, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Philippe Dini.
Now,
So who's it gonna
Um,
be? Oh man.
That's
I think
where-
it's
I'll go-
definitely up there between Mourinho and someone else, but I think Mourinho has enough to be to.
Okay,
to-
I think what we have to do is we have to kind of redefine our criteria. Like, I think we should talk about the hype that and the expectations of a manager when he came in and the end results at the end of the season.
Okay, so
In
the
some
hype.
cases, we'll never know if Mourinho will
Yeah, so
achieve the
so
prophecy
it's
because he wasn't given the chance.
so
to.
it's the hype, what they were given at the start of the season, and what they
Ended up with.
rather what they failed to achieve at the end of the season, right?
Okay.
So
Good.
Yes.
the hype,
Is that-
definitely Mourinho's up there.
yeah.
You could say Frank as well because he managed to attain, he managed to get fourth place, with basically the youth
I would
youth
say
academy.
the transfer outlay didn't help
Yep.
him lah.
Yep.
This at the start of the season.
Mm.
And then I don't think Arteta gets it. I mean, he was definitely known as the protege, but if you looked at to Pep, but looking at the Arsenal team, there was really not that much.
No,
that I
but he
thought
did-
that
he
they could
did
do
get-
over the whole period of the.
Yeah, but he did get
season.
some signings now. I mean, they did sign they did
Saliba.
sign no, it wasn't Saliba, it was Partey. They got Willian for
Partey came in half season, man.
No, it wasn't
Willian-
half season, dude. It
Nah,
was
Partey
it was a summer
that,
signing.
that sums it up, bro. You think Partey came in for half a season?
Yeah, bro. He was just like.
Dude was
missing-
signed-
We are in the fraud squad.
Dude was
normally.
signed. Dude was signed in. Look, we can have like 3 co-managers.
I think let's whittle it down to
Yeah.
2.
Okay.
Okay, I think right now we need 2. So I think Jose needs to be in there.
So it's between Frank and Mikel, though.
You think?
Yeah.
Guys, are we in agreement? Frank and Mikel?
No, man, Jose. Frank or Mikel.
Man wants to defend
I don't know,
Arteta,
man.
dude.
I just think Jose like I don't know, like what the fuck? And he's like Roma now, like
Yeah, dude.
I don't know.
Like that's how fraudulent he is. Like he just like went from
No, okay.
United,
Let me-
United to Spurs.
Okay,
and
okay,
then
do you
to
wait,
think
Roma.
it's do you
Wait,
think
wait,
it's do you think it's
wait, wait,
fraudulent
since-
that Arteta is
No,
still
no,
in the
wait.
job?
Since we talk about how Ancelotti was excused because on how he impacted certain players in the team, we can talk about how those managers that were nominated affected
discussion.
individual players of the team. So you can clearly see that Son and Kane improved dramatically. Lloris actually played one of his best seasons, and he made Højbjerg pretty decent as well. I mean, we're all raving about how good Højbjerg was. So based on that fact, I think Mourinho deserves a pass. I mean, we don't know if he was kept in the
Yeah,
job.
but he like ruined Dele Alli as well, man.
Dude, Dele Alli was a fraud. Dude, Dele Alli was on the decline to begin with. Like his only
Yeah,
good
I
season
think-
was that one
2
season.
seasons ago.
2 or 3 seasons ago, man. Yeah, he was already on the decline.
I don't know,
went
man.
downhill after that. After
Mhm.
that hotel video got leaked,
Yep.
man.
If you, man, if we're putting it like that, then I'll say Frank, man. Like honestly, transfer budget way higher.
Uh-huh.
You like Chelsea's squad is way more stacked than
Yeah,
Arsenal's squad. So
I mean, I
if
don't
by that
I don't
reason-
dispute that. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, by that reason, then
Yeah.
Frank's for me, man.
I think I mean I'm just gonna agree because we could debate this till the cows come home.
Yeah.
I think they both deserve to be on the list, but we had to pick
Mhm.
one.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm cool. I'm cool with.
I have no qualms with
Lance
Frank.
getting it.
Yeah, I
lah.
have no qualms
Yeah,
with
I'll
Frank,
reluctantly go with Frank,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I still love
Alright.
that guy. I hope he gets a Crystal Palace job.
I kind of hope he
Is
doesn't.
he rumored
man.
to?
Crystal
Oh,
Palace
Yeah,
is
rumored,
like-
but like,
dude,
yeah.
it's a tough rebuilding job. That one.
He's
I
gonna
don't-
get
I
the
think
England
if
job
he
when
can,
Southgate gets sacked.
yeah,
Um,
maybe. He,
But yeah, okay, Lamps. I'm cool with that. So
Yeah,
let
so,
me rattle
yeah.
off our complete team again. In goal, Jordan Pickford. Right back, Mac Doherty. Left back, Benjamin Mendy. Centre back, Davison Sanchez and William Saliba. Defensive mid, we got Thomas Partey, and in front of him, we got good friend Naby Keita and James Rodriguez. And our front three is a devastating partnership of Willian, Hakim Ziyech, and Martial.
That's
That's a
devastating
decent-
for the team
that's
you
a
play for.
managed by Frank Lampard.
but you know on
Zero.
but you know on FIFA, right? That's actually a pretty On paper, it's a decent
it's a
team,
very
yeah.
meta team.
Yeah.
I
decent.
think that's what makes the fraud squad so
Exactly.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
By
But-
right, they're supposed to be
They
a
should
very
be
good
good.
team,
Yeah.
but they were
wanted-
shambles.
I wanted to throw in the biggest fraud of the season, and I think that will go to VAR.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
How could we forget?
Yeah.
I mean,
to
the
wrap
biggest,
this all
yeah,
up.
the biggest fraudulent thing that's not a player or manager is definitely VAR, man. I mean, much to talk
the
about.
European Super League.
Oh yeah, yes.
Oh, that's a close second, but I think VR takes
Yeah,
the
but
cake, man.
yeah, yeah.
The-
VAR
the lines,
we need
bro.
we need a owner or boardroom for this fraud team. we got Florentino Perez and like Stan Kroenke and Joel
Levy.
Glazer.
Dude,
The Glazers.
I think Daniel Levy
Levy is
deserves a
in.
special mention because I think the reason why he sacked Mourinho before the Carling Cup final or whatever they call it nowadays is I think he felt that the ESL money was coming in, so he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna splash the cash, get like. Oh no, and one more thing, he failed to get Conte, man.
No,
Oh,
do you
yeah,
see
yeah,
the
yeah.
tweet? Like, he depressed Conte so much that Conte wants to like take a break from football.
Oh shit, really?
He's like,
Yeah, he's like,
his
money is
offer
not
to
an
Conte
issue to
was
me.
so fucking bad that Conte was just like, F this, I'm gonna take a break. I'd rather take a break from football.
Bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he's my vote for
we
fraudulent chairman of the
We
season.
kid to all the Spurs fans.
If we're on that note, speaking of fans, we have to throw in the United fans as the fraudulent fans for breaking into the Old Trafford.
Oh yeah,
and, like,
man, wasting
like-
2 hours of my life
Oh
that I'll
man.
never get back.
And breaking the COVID bubble.
Bro, this season was
Yeah.
fraudulent AF, man.
Super
we just hope that we don't
fraudulent,
get another season like this.
Oh well.
dude. Hey man, shout
Yeah,
out
man.
once again. I gotta shout out the Kazoo final or the Kazoo Premier League. Lasted 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with this list, man. I think I thought it was gonna be tough to top our team of the season so far list and the episode as a whole, but I think we managed to this time around. So yeah, really happy we got this done, boys. A lot less like I guess aggressive than I thought it'd be. I guess like frauds you just can't escape the fraudulence lah.
Mhm.
Like
I
the
mean,
cream
we
rises to the top.
we are
the
we
fraudulent
are
cream rises to the top.
yeah, we are the bloodhounds of fraudulence, man. We can sniff any little bit out. So yeah, nothing escapes us. Yeah.
All right, man.
Alright, man, I
We've
think-
talked. My mouth is super dry from like 90 minutes of talking, but
Mhm.
it flew by. But I had a lot of fun. Nate, I'm sure you'd like to come up with a list for the next one, but super glad you were here to bring balance to the debate. Whenever we had tough options, you were always there to step in with the poise
Yeah, dude's a Howard.
and ration.
Yeah, he's the Howard Webb of FKB, man. Just
What? A bit more hair.
yeah, man. Just a little bit more.
Appreciate
A
it.
little bit more. Just
Just a tad bit. But yeah, from all of us at FKB, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to share us on Instagram or wherever, whatever social media you use. Like us on Spotify as well. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone.